How you guys doing today? I am at NAB 2026. I am here to talk about the Ursa Cine 12k and the Pyxis 12k. I am an Ursa Cine 12k shooter, also on the Ursa Mini Pro 12k. And I'm gonna ask Stuart some questions. Stuart, are you ready?
Fire.
All right. So when it comes to the Pyxis 12k and the Ursa Cine 12k, what defines success regarding those two cameras or two Blackmagic?
Okay. So I think traditionally with Blackmagic, our philosophy has always been to try and give people incredibly high quality tools so that they can go and be creative as possible. And with that requires you to have great ergonomics in terms of being able to operate and work in a way that makes you efficient. You have to have great reliability so that the thing's not going to crash and fall over. You also need to make sure that you've got enough codecs, enough resolutions, and enough things in there to be able to scale to varying different sizes of output that you want to deliver. You then kind of blend all that camera need up, and you want to make it in a form factor that obviously is easy to rig or is easy to kind of maneuver around. And then what you want to be able to do is then shoot and then be able to bring that into DaVinci Resolve or something similar to be able to really access all of those features that you've kind of created within the camera. So for us, the Pyxis specifically, it was all about creating something that was modular, something that you could rig to, something you could add further things to, and put it in a form factor that had been questioned about for a long time. People were saying, you guys have got to bring a box camera out. We need a small box style camera. So we wanted to make sure with that camera that we delivered something that we were happy with, that ergonomically ticked all the boxes, but equally as well delivered a really nice image. And I think with that 6K sensor and also with the 12K sensor, I believe we've achieved that.
I agree with you. I was waiting until NAB came to pull the trigger on the Pyxis 12K, just for like the modularity of it and like the smallness, you know what I'm saying? So I will be purchasing my Pyxis 12K sooner than later. But how can we get the Ursa Cine 12K and the Pyxis 12K into more working professional hands? Does like Blackmagic have a plan for that? Because I'm in Miami, Florida. And when I purchased my Ursa Mini Pro 12K, it's like I was the only shooter. My clients loved it, but like it didn't mean that I had anybody else to tag with, just like if like
Sure.
a gig came along, and now I'm shooting with the Ursa Cine 12K, and once again, everybody loves it, but I still feel that people are not knowledgeable on it. Maybe there's a stigma. I have no idea, but when they see my work, they love it.
Yeah.
So what are the plans for like Blackmagic
Okay.
to like get it into like more shooters' hands?
Yeah. So first of all, the first question, so the first answer I'll give on that is people like you doing what you're doing,
Okay.
which further enhances the quality of the technology that we're trying to develop.
Okay.
So the more you talk about it and the more you share the work that you do, the more people will believe in the quality of what Blackmagic is talking about.
Okay.
What you've always got to remember with Blackmagic is that we're always trying to push the envelope and trying to be at the front end of development in creating high quality tools and pushing resolution, pushing dynamic range, pushing formats and codecs. We're always going to be at the forefront. Now with that, what that means is that you have to build an extreme amount of trust with your customer base to make sure that they feel comfortable and competent with what it is that you're delivering. So for us, our job is to make sure that when we deliver something, we build that confidence and it does what we say it should do. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So for us, we've got to accept that things are going to take a little bit of time. And you also got to remember as well, the creative landscape is such a wide landscape. And there's so many embedded businesses and companies out there that create some amazing technology. And Blackmagic is one of those. Okay. What we try and do is we try and focus on what we're doing. We try and aim in on the things that we can do without trying to get into all the noise of everything that's going on around us.
Makes sense.
Okay. And for us, if we can continue to drive forward our camera technology, but equally we can deliver post-production tools like Resolve, where you've seen over the years, the Resolve has been a product that over the last 10 years has been like a bullet train. It's everyone now is got some involvement with Resolve. Everyone's working with Resolve. Everyone's loving Resolve. The features are great in Resolve. We continue to do that with our cameras. We continue to do it with our post-production tools. And over time, we'll win more and more customers and we'll win their hearts and minds. We're not concerned where we are. We're really pleased with where we are.
Okay, very cool.
And I think with these products, they're only going to get better and better over time.
Are there other editing platforms? Isn't there only Resolve? All right, next question. Next question. Okay, so talk to me about the autofocus in the Pyxis 6K.
Okay, so with our cinema camera 6K, we obviously put a download on there, which was a beta download for people to try it out in their camera. It takes kind of, no rocket science to understand that this is something that we want to roll out across more of our cameras. Those cameras around that 6K area will most likely be the ones that will feature from that next. And then obviously we want to look at other elements of other cameras that we've got and other sensors and other resolutions that we're working with. But for us, again, it comes back to that making sure that what we say it will do, it will do all of those things. And you can see at the show we've announced Fairlight Live on an audio side. It's a beta that people can download free of charge, and they can play with it and they can work with it. What we're looking for is that feedback. We need our customers who we want to remain close to feed us all that information back to say, it's great, but it'd be even better if it did this, or if it did that, that'd be cool. Because all that information comes back in, and then before we release it as a full release, and we spread that out across all of our cameras, we've taken all that feedback and we've made sure that we're delivering everything that people expect of us or want from us.
Okay, nice. Would Blackmagic ever gather all the creatives together with the Pyxis 6K, 12K, Ursa Cine 12K, and throw in events? Just like put us all in one spot, say,
I'll tell you,
do you think that can happen one day?
Well, I'll tell you what you should do. You should do the event. You should do the event. And then what we'll do is we'll come along and we'll come and take part in your event.
Okay. I'm not arguing.
No, I mean, in all honesty, building communities and building those user groups is really important to us. There's a huge number of those user groups out there, whether it be on the editing side or whether it be on the camera side, and we try and support and do as much as we can to engage with those groups.
Okay.
The challenge is there's so many of them, and there's so little of us. And I think that if we can build those communities and bring those communities together and be part of that, then certainly we will try our best to either control that aspect and lead it, or support it through people like yourself.
All right, one last question.
This is a tricky one, I can tell.
No. Okay, so we've been desperately waiting for a new video assist.
Okay.
And you guys just released a new 7-inch monitor, but it's for the Ursa Cine. Is it called 100G?
Yes.
Okay. Well, where's our 7-inch monitor for the regular Ursa camera, and like the Blackmagic camera?
Yeah,
is that?
I knew you.
Go ahead.
I could tell when you were lining this up, this was going to be a difficult question to answer.
Go ahead.
At the moment, we don't have anything we can talk about at this moment in time.
Okay.
Obviously, with the Pyxis, we did the Pyxis monitor.
Yeah.
We've obviously just done the new monitor for the Ursa Cine 12k LF 100 gig. I mean, this is not something that we're kind of ignoring. Okay. Let's just say that there's a whole load of things that we're continuing to work on a daily basis. But you've seen it at the show this year. I think this is probably one of our most prolific in terms of product releases. Maybe not so much on some of the camera stuff and some of the other bits. But when you look at all the 2110 100 gig stuff we've done, Resolve 21, you look at Fairlight Live, you look at the immersive stuff that we're doing, which is phenomenal. Yep. I mean, there's been some significant releases, and it's just about getting round to supporting each of these areas, doing what we can when we can, but we've not forgotten about you.
Okay, so let's just throw away the video assist right now. That 7-inch monitor, couldn't you guys just take and take the things off of it and just give us a 7-inch monitor? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
You make it sound so easy.
So you're right. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I think that the bit there, in all seriousness, what we've got to look at is when we're developing something, you've got to support future codecs, future resolutions. Camera control is possibly something that you're seeing in the Pyxis monitor and also in our other viewfinders. These are all considerations for us and all things that we need to be mindful of when we go to that next generation. We could take something and deliver an easy solution.
Okay.
But in reality, for us, what's more important is that we really kind of intensely think about what it is that we need. We speak with the people that are using these products to gain the right sort of feedback. And the next thing that we deliver is something that's not going to be disappointing those people when they're seeing other products around them growing and develop at a rate that they should be.
Okay, well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your time. Blackmagic Takeover.